All right, everyone. Welcome back to Central Coast Disc Golf. This is the back 8 holes from round 2 of the 2023 Mid-America Open at Harmony Bins. I'm Nate Perkins here with Connor O'Reilly. Connor, really weird day for a lot of players out there in the MPO division.
Yeah, anytime you're having to deal with the weather, waiting around, seeing if you're playing, it's always kind of a weird vibe, and no one likes it. Tournament directors don't like it, players don't like it, and here we have a look at the leaderboard. Everyone just trying to stay in their lane, make sure to take advantage of the short situation and some of the easier holes on the course being available. 4 players tied for the lead after 9.
And just to clarify, we took out holes 1, 2, 3, as well as 18 for this abbreviated second round. And this, we're playing hole 10 at about 8:20 p.m. The sun has already set, and the clock is going to be called on this card in 16 minutes or so. So they're going to have enough time to maybe play this hole, and then they're going to actually have to wake up at 7 a.m. and come back to finish this abbreviated second round. So that's what these guys are dealing with.
Yeah, and hole 10 is just a dream par 5. One of the reasons you come to Harmony Bends, honestly. Throw this tee shot. Number of options here. Cole chooses the skinnier right side, flipping up this driver very nicely. It's going to be tucked a little bit left of where he'd ideally like to be, but still going to be able to progress from there. Oh, and looked underturned to me at first, but it's starting to get some late drift. That was a good disc selection for Johnson, though it does look like it actually did fade off a little bit left there. Buhr preparing the tee pad, getting the mud off his feet maybe, and playing the inside forehand, a very less chosen play. I don't really see anyone throw that.
Slightly on the conservative side, would you say?
I feel like the most conservative would just be that forehand hyzer out to the left that Gannon can definitely get to a similar spot with, but
Gannon likes those little baby flexes though, and when he's looking at a gap, and you know, he said he likes to lean on the forehand sometimes when he's not really piping every backhand he looks at.
All right, really bad it was.
Yeah, definitely not an ideal situation for Zach.
Oh, look at Andrew right up against a tree. Okay.
That
I'm
was
like,
really
wow,
gonna scare
how
me
is he
there.
going to do this, Connor?
Saw the speed of the run up. I was like, how is he gonna stop his arm?
So happy that he wasn't going to swing.
Cole finds himself far enough left where he has this second fairway going. Big roller. This looks a little bit cut. Not quite the speed he needed for that low height roller.
Yeah, just needed to throw it a little harder, huh?
Yeah, I think he kind of played that one smooth. Could have put a little more juice on it. As you see Gannon get over the top of something really overstable. This is definitely looking kind of stood up, even though it's lost. Oh, there it is.
Wow, it's way down there.
Definitely something beefy, because that held for quite a bit.
I'm telling you, there were so many fireflies in this field right now, and a lot of bats. Forehand roller from Zach.
Bats helping eat up some of those mosquitoes, hopefully, for these players, because I know they get pretty bad out there in the kind of bowl back here on the backside.
It's so dark. I'm surprised these cameras are even able to pick any of this up.
Cole, beautiful flex shot, puts himself up there for the birdie, and
look at this.
Here we are, next morning.
This is crazy. This is the next morning, guys. This is 7 a.m.
Hopefully no one came overnight and slid their lives a couple inches either way. We're good to go.
Andrew wakes up with a birdie there. Oh, wait. This is the night before.
It looked almost like last night's lighting for a second from the
I feel like it is
inside the trees angle.
Okay, maybe it's not. Now I'm confused, man.
We're just not used to seeing the morning lighting on our MPO cards, so it's a different thing. Zach comes back for bogey there. 1 up for the round. Definitely not the score he's looking for, but honestly, he has a little bit of time. Hopefully he can string something together.
I love that it just clipped to the next frame and it's daylight. Like, and they're wearing different clothes. Like, just bloop.
Different clothes, a new.
Wait, is
honor- a
Presnell
new-
wearing the same?
I don't know.
Was he orange yesterday too?
Let us know in the comments, you guys.
Yeah, let us know. You let us know every other
We're-
thing we say incorrect.
Oh, we love y'all.
Yeah, we do. Of course. All right. Hole 11. Man, this one's pretty sweet. Down next to the Rocher Perche. Just learned about the name of that creek. It's a French name, meaning the hole in the rock from the mouth of the Perche Creek. And this hole plays alongside that creek the whole way. There is an OB line on the right that comes into play if you're playing over there on that right side, but you really need to bite a lot of distance off of the tee. And there's kind of two main fairways that approach this pin. Some forehands that approach from the left side. Look at all this mist, Connor.
The moisture getting sucked out of the ground here is just, yeah, something we just don't really see often. And you were out there, Nate. How was the footing affected or the grip or anything at all coming back in the morning and playing real early?
Honestly, I felt like this was the hardest conditions as far as the grip of the disc, just because of how humid it is. I mean, you can see all the moisture in the air. The tee pads were a little slick, but it's kind of, you give up the heat. You're playing and it's 70 degrees this morning, but then it's harder to like grip the disc and be consistent there. So which one would you prefer?
I'll take a little sweat and I'll take my muscles and my grip being ready to go. I think any day.
Zach gonna lay this one down on the ground. This is a pretty aggressive play with that OB right.
Definitely is. Got to throw something stable and fast, most likely. And this looks very well executed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that little tree stole some distance at the end, but he's in that
Yeah.
left side fairway. Probably going to have maybe some kind of a forehand over there. I don't know if he has the angle to come back to the middle or not.
Yeah. Andrew from out of position.
And we did see a big tree go down on the right side of this hole. One that's kind of only in play if you outdrive the landing zone a little bit, as we saw Gannon almost do. But definitely been some stormy weather, and it's always kind of sad to see the courses get changed, but it's inevitable.
That was gonna be parked. Oh my gosh.
Oh, Zach had to thread it inside that tree.
Oh my gosh, pushes it as wide as possible. The line was not there, but he made it happen somehow.
That's that opaque 12-time Firebird that Zach's been throwing for a few years now.
Yeah, really comfortable with that disc and a lot of trust on that forehand coming in. Gannon, just a simple little chip up. He smashed that drive.
Every time.
Cole apparently has been holding.
What do you think he's referring to every
I guess
time?
he's maybe been holding his long putts on just a little bit more turn than he wants. Kind of a fine line to get that distance between having a little turn out of the hand and not letting it fade out early.
Good save from Andrew after the drive that was early, right?
Knocking a little mud off his disc.
I feel like outside of just the actual, temperature or humidity, Connor, it's really about just your body's not used to having to focus this early. You're just not. All your muscles aren't fired up yet. I mean, these athletes are usually ready to play at,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3 in the afternoon.
And a lot of players base their practice times off that throughout the season to try to keep themselves in that kind of body rhythm. So definitely a good thing to point out, and an extra layer of difficulty here this morning. Hole 12, par 3, 364 feet. No two ways to play this one. You just got to go dead straight at it through a gap that's maybe 8 to 10 feet across at the narrowest point. Little false mound in front of the basket you got to fly over as well. Makes it kind of look like it's just one big mound leading to the basket, but it's got 2 little humps in it, almost like a kind of golf teeing surface, even though I don't think it was ever. Be a pretty brutal golf course out here.
Would be super brutal.
Cole looks to be
Yeah,
playing
that's pure.
maybe
That's
a
going
mid
deep.
there.
It would have to be mid for how slow it was flying. And Gannon going FX4 here.
Yeah, a little over the top for Buhr. Andrew, a little
We're
bit lower.
sending them through the gap today, Connor.
Yeah, no one had a problem finding that gap there. Just some varying heights and angles coming through. Everyone makeable but long putts. Ooh, so solid in the left side chains. Just needed a little bit more pacing there.
Wow.
Gannon just eliminates the legs, just gets that finger pop.
I love seeing it from that angle too, Connor. Just the way that he projects that disc. It's just like, if you guys haven't tried this at home, to try and get the disc to fly forward and nose down, it's this really, it's impossible.
Yeah, it takes
There's
some-
only like a few people that have really perfected it, and Gannon
Yeah.
is one of them.
It's very intricate mechanics, and honestly, it takes a certain amount of kind of flexibility with the body and just, trial and error.
And Cole's got your kind of more traditional, kind of Macbeth delivery, just a little bit of hyzer. The nose is barely up, and he kind of controls the pace and kind of drops the putter in. Whereas Gannon is just flying them through the bucket.
Presnell there drops out of the bucket to stay tied for the lead with Redalen and Buhr. 2 at the top, 2 players, 1 back, and a number looking to chase.
All right, 13. You're teeing off from the out of bounds here, and man, this white line, this OB line, is pretty hard to see actually from the tee. It kind of just is looming on the left side of the green grass there, and then of course we've got this signature down to a tree. Any drive that is near that is the sign of a good drive, and then you're left with a pretty technical approach with OB looming on the left side. You really want to bite most of the distance off this tee, though.
Yeah, you have to get so much distance to make this approach not kind of be awkward around that tree. And this is not going to do it for Redalen. Didn't get the turn out of the hand. Finds himself out of bounds, and it's going to be a very difficult shot to save par. Gannon high looks to also be possibly... Okay, a little overturned and drops down, tucked on that right side. Going to be very pinched from there. There's that same purple disc for Johnson on a big skying roller. Morning Dew kind of slowing it down a bit. And he also finds out of bounds on that left side. Most direct line for Presnell, keeping it simple, not overcomplicating things.
Probably 360 to the pin from here. And this is a massive mistake, Connor, not turning it enough. No way. Double OB for Redalen.
Yeah, such an awkward, specific shot that we don't throw very often. Really tests the player's abilities here, and didn't get the wing angle there. Hopefully he can get his disc back. Some nasty nettles down there by the water's edge.
So Gannon having to wait. He's off on the right side. And Gannon still has this mandatory to navigate.
He's going forehand cut roller. He says, oh no.
I think he curled just around the Mando, Connor.
Wow. Even though he's in a spot that not many people find on this hole. Andrew having to try to turn one, pitch it around the corner, and just give himself a little pitch up. Didn't really have the angle to attack this one. And Johnson having to go down low, try to play it below the trunk. It proves to be a very difficult shot there.
Skip, please.
Gannon asks for skip, but in this early morning grass, it's just not coming. Yeah, simple par there for Presnell. Didn't try to do too much, and hole will not bite him because of it, while a couple of his competitors will be losing strokes here.
Man, that's going to be a double bogey. For par.
Oh my goodness.
This guy is ice cold.
Gannon Buhr just making it look easy from 60 feet for par.
Button all the way up.
That neck gets any bigger, you're going to have to get a bigger shirt, Gannon. Zach takes bogey. Presnell, 3 straight pars. He definitely needs to score some birdies here on this final stretch if he wants to try to find himself in that lead. This one really kind of forces the forehand play for the most part to the right of where this drone is flying, right there through those 2 big tree trunks. Some players will go to this left side with a quick flipping backhand roller, but most players, especially on this card, I think we'll probably see all forehands. The key here is to land the disc probably within 45 feet or less of the basket. Otherwise, there will probably be little to no skip coming back, and you need a little bit here to put it close. The key is to drive it below that branch that Gannon just hit, but you also kind of have to have the nose a little bit up, so that's one of the more difficult parts of this shot. Definitely a technical hole, and sorry, I forgot we had Andrew on the card. We will be seeing that quick flipping roller Avenger SS out of him, something that he has played very well throughout his career.
Yeah, that. What do you feel like the disc doesn't roll as well when the grass is wet?
Absolutely, the grass seems to slow the disc down. I don't know if it creates more friction by the beads of water kind of attaching to the disc, or what the exact science is, but it absolutely does affect the speed of the disc. Maybe add some weight to the disc as well as it gets wet. I'm not sure exactly what it is. loses traction as it's kind of spinning in place, some slipping on the water. Simple 200-foot pitch up for Buhr.
And no one really in position for birdie here.
Zach likes to go to kind of that quick step up from those super long rangers and gave that one a good bid from circle 3.
$50-footer here.
Yeah, just didn't have the height on that one. Smooth stroke for Cole, coming back for par. I really like that black and gold setup Cole's got.
Definitely pops.
Yeah, just don't look at those numbers in the sunshine here and there.
That one feels good. Green dog, good.
All right, hole 15. We've got just 3 holes left on this reduced round, and this gap is pretty tight off the tee. You have to shape something upwards of 400 feet to be in position to throw your next shot up this steep hill. Camera really doesn't do it justice. You really have to climb here as you approach. If you're too far left, it takes your angle out. Too far right, and you've got some tighter gaps to contend with. And Gannon again kind of surprising me going forehand on this one.
It does kind of make sense to me here though, because he's not much of a hyzer flip kind of understable player, or straight stability player. And I feel like if he does hit the right flex on that forehand and gets it to finish a little bit right, it kind of does open up that approach window for you. I just can't really think of how many times I've seen Gannon throw a hyzer flip kind of fairway. He really likes to come over the top.
Yeah, he does. Makes sense. And Andrew hammers that flat all the way out there to the landing zone.
Zach also taking forehand, overturns it. Does it have the stability to fight?
Is there a way to approach the pin from over there, or is it complete jail?
Man, it is. There's going to be some overhand shots for Zach maybe, where you can get kind of vertical with the disc and try to just punch through, but it's really difficult from there. You can't really bet on anything. Oh, there's some of that water coming off the tree.
What a beautiful frame right there.
That was.
The lighting. We should always play at this hour, huh?
Yeah, it does create some cool shots and some more dew coming off there.
This is smoked.
Fights through,
Wow.
up the hill
That's
partially.
a huge shot.
And with Cole's putting power, he has a chance to make that.
He's definitely going to send it. That'd be a memorable up and down. And Prezi with the drone.
Yeah, squeaky clean footwork there for Presnell, and going to be a park job for birdie. You can see Zach's disc up there further left of Gannon. Gannon far enough back to have a great angle there. And
Just another A2 forehand that is dialed up.
yeah, even Zach, one of the better overhand throwers on the tour, just pitches the putter to the side. Still with the backstop, can give this one a run though.
Yeah, Zach's got a lot of experience here. If he's not sending that on that left side, it must be pretty dense.
I feel like I've been there at some point over the last couple of years, and it is not fruitful.
So Cole tries to throw that one in rather than putt it.
Must have had pretty tricky footing and wasn't able to get much weight into his legs.
Yeah, this to push the lead. He's at 14 all of a sudden.
It's just crazy how much more we can hear the players in this early morning. The cicada sound is down. It's just kind of less ambient noise going on, and kind of nice. You guys get to hear a little more of the players' dialogue and thoughts. And
Prezi stays one back. Man's battling. Him and Gannon both 6 under.
yeah, just keeping it clean, doing it quietly, kind of the Andrew Presnell way. Nico Chandler Kramer coming up with a 7 down. Also, only 1 back.
We've got just 2 holes left, Connor.
Yeah, and 16. It's a par 3 that most of these players are really looking to feast on. 231 feet, going to play somewhere in the 270-foot range, maybe. There's a flex forehand down this right side that really lines up well to these players' eyes. There's also kind of a straight to turning backhand on the left side that we'll probably see out of Presnell.
Hammers that A2, climbs the hill.
A little narrow on the angle there, but he drove it fast enough and kind of low enough to get there quick before it could fade out.
Oh, yeah.
Snell really gets that body leaned over, swings that leg, and cruises past the basket for the comeback 20-footer. And this is a type of shot I feel like Zach Johnson just kind of chalk him up to put this one up there. He's really good at these type of shots with his gator.
I think this is Scott Withers' gator.
Yeah.
I think he'll never forgive me for taking one of those from him one time.
I had a couple of those back in the day when I could throw anything, and those things they were the ones.
Cole going with the turnover, and that's Butter with the putter.
Yeah, Cole going kind of
Probably
neutral, the steady. Yeah.
Probably the steady, yeah.
Yeah. Such a smooth swing for Cole. Just never looks like he's trying, and then just comes zooming out of his hand. Andrew makes the longest putt of the card. Looking to get this birdie frame going. And I'd venture to bet that we're going to be good to go as long as Gannon doesn't putt this one too hard.
It's true. It's the only thing that could happen is it comes back out. He's
getting a little humid out there maybe in the morning. The sun's coming out. Moisture rising.
To be honest,
that was
since
a little
he putted it hard, but to be honest, Central Coast has been doing this man a favor for not showing his full routine because Gannon is deliberate. I mean, I was there.
Nate's out there on the course, so he sees
and you
all
know,
of it.
I'm not saying that I agree with the 30-second rule, but the man definitely takes his time out there when he is putting.
There are some offenders who are worse than others.
And here we are, hole 17. It's par 4. It is reachable. It's only 526 feet. It plays probably 30 feet downhill, but there are just a myriad of trees in the way. There's not a real lane, I would say. You know, you're just kind of sending it out there through this initial gap, hoping you drift by a couple trees, and then really the difficulty here is nestling this disc up to the green because it's so... Oh, no!
Wow, what a kiss off the tree, though. What is it with
Is he
people
okay?
slipping on committing shots and throwing great shots all the time? Apparently it's a thing.
Man, he really went down. I hope he's all right.
Yeah, he's playing in those Vans Ultra Range, and I've played in those a couple
You don't
seasons
like 'em?
ago. When it's moist out, they are pretty slippery, I gotta say. When it's dry, they're great.
There's a lot of players playing in those.
Yeah, there's definitely quite a few. I think.
Alden, Luke Humphreys plays in them a lot.
Yeah, we saw Luke slip over on the European tour and throw a park job forehand off the tee the other day. So
yeah, shout out to Luke for taking down that European Pro Tour.
Yeah,
Pretty
good on
sweet.
you, Luke. Good on you, buddy. Luke really kind of helped coach me to my first win in a way, so I always kind of feel like I owe him a little love.
Oh,
CJ
no.
kicking left.
Zach has been off the mark.
Yeah, like you said earlier, this whole it's more to me. It's you throw a shape. You can't really pure it. You throw your shape, and if the trees are gonna let you through, then you're gonna be very happy. If not, is he playing a? It looked like he kind of playing a flippy cut roller, but I think he might have just got a little on top of a flippy disc.
No, I think intentionally rolling it, yeah.
I think that's I don't know. I might have to mess with that one next year. Zach hanging out over. For a second, I thought it was poison ivy, but I think it is one of those kind of bushy tree guys. Cole, just so much pace, and he hits the tree that he knew he needed to be. That was really a well-thrown shot, though. Gannon kind of tucked to the left, going to be able to come in on just like a hyzer, looking to get around those trees, but also not able to get through clean. Not a gimme putt from there. That is quite a lengthy one, even for one of the best putters this game has seen.
Yeah, this green is just, it's really hard to park this. A lot of guardian trees out there in the 50-foot range, and then it's so easy to just kind of roll down into the ditch.
Yeah, and even that super down-paced, soft zone shot for Presnell gets a little bit of ground action and nestles up good, though. The little spider tree kind of catching Johnson. 3 out of 4 players not able to get through clean on this approach. And like you mentioned, it is a very touchy one. Gannon just so in tune with his game. He just instantly knows off the feeling of the release whether or not he's going to make good or not.
Oh. And it's rolling.
Cole just hanging it out to the right a little bit, and definitely been letting himself know about it all day.
Great putt from Zach. That's for the par. Tough round, but good to see him on this coverage for sure. And he made the cut.
The cut that some players, most players, did not know was going to be there.
Yeah, really unique situation here at this tournament. Players didn't find out till late in their abbreviated second round that there was going to be a cut. Yeah, just confusion amongst the community.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the right call was made or not, but hopefully we can learn from it and kind of figure out ways to have better processes going forward.
And that was to tie it up, Connor. Prez shooting 8 down on the 14 holes.
Turkey finish for Andrew Presnell. Your local finds himself tied up with the prodigy. It's going to be a good final round, you guys, and we are super excited to bring you more Harmony Bends action. We will be getting a full round of 18 with this shortened field.
Same day.
Same day. We're going to be out here, y'all. My guy Nate's been running around on the course, in the booth, all weekend, and
you know we love
make
this
sure to
game.
give him his props.
We love disc golf, Connor. That's why we're here.
Oh, we do.
Andrew Presnell, Gannon Bird tied at the top. Nico and Chandler Kramer are going to join us on the lead card. That's going to be sick, honestly.
We got a great mix of styles and personalities here for you guys on a course that's guaranteed to provide some treachery and some excitement.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us here on Central Coast Disc Golf. We will see you for the conclusion of the Mid-America Open.